What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to go over the top 5 squeeze stocks in the market right now based on the short interest percentage. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. With that said, let's get right to it. So starting off Wednesday, there is going to be that big interest rate decision. It is fair to assume that there isn't going to be any change as far as cuts or raises or anything like that. Rather, what is said afterwards is going to dictate what happens to the broader market for the next foreseeable future. So the next week, week and a half. And so in essence, if there is a little bit more optimism that there's going to be, let's say, a July rate cut, then this is where you'll see a nice pop up in the stock price, and a lot of stocks that are heavily shorted are going to stand to benefit. So I'm going to go over some of the key ones that you need to know. Again, it is based on the short interest percentage. Starting off with stock number 5, MicroCloud Hologram, tickers HOLO. Just recently did a video on this company, dedicated video, where I talked on some of the recent updates and actually how this was a squeeze stock. So this is the company profile, so you can read it through it. It does have a fairly low float based out of China, so kind of just be aware of that. As far as recent news, they haven't really put all that much out, so again, it is what it is. As far as the short interest though, 72.15% of the free float is being shorted. 685.5 thousand shares overall are being shorted. So like I said, a very low float. Cost to borrow average is 228.77% and utilization is 78%. On Tuesday, shorts did return about 36,000 shares. So pretty interesting stuff. Based on the technicals, at least, it has really shown a lot of support around this range. So in essence, if there is good data coming out associated to Powell, then this is where you could get that nice pop up, because even looking back at what happened, so this was more so to do with the fundamental business, kind of retraced, and then this aspect right here was associated to just a very high short interest. I think it was around 140% short interest, estimated of course. So this definitely has shown in the past that it can have a squeeze. Moving on to stock number 4, tickers ATMU, and on Tuesday it did go down 3.09% over the last little bit, down about 2.29% over the last week. This is what they do, so you can pause it, read through it, based out of the States, automotive parts and equipment, that sector. And also on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as press releases, SEC filings, as well as recent transcripts and fireside chats, definitely take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you guys to take advantage of. And plus, if you're ever curious on if a company has done a reverse stock split or anything like that, because that does skew a lot of the Ortex numbers, then definitely take advantage of that promo. But moving on from here though, 75.53% of the free float is being shorted. 12.06 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is at 100%, and cost to borrow average is 23.52%. Looking on the technicals, this one is looking probably the most advantageous of them all, because it kind of has shown some signs of a breakout, I guess, essentially. On Tuesday was more consolidation, so with good news, you could see a very nice pop up, and it has proven itself in the past that it has the ability to go up. So I think that's kind of a good thing overall. Moving on to good old stock 3. So that is right here, tickers NTBL, so Notable Labs. And on Tuesday, it went down 2.37%. This is what they are all about. So again, based out of the States, biotech company. And as far as short interest, 76.38% of the free float is being shorted. 76,000 shares overall are being shorted. So a very low float. So that might be very advantageous to some individuals. Shorts did return about 2,000 shares on Tuesday. Cost to borrow average is very low, so 0.35%, and utilization is 64.85%. As far as on the technicals, this one's not doing all that much, so it's been building very strong support levels. But once again, with good news and the low float, this one could be one to focus on. And plus, I think 2024, a lot of individuals have tried to purposefully focus on the low floaters, and because those ones seem to be easy to run up. So again, that could really help this company. Moving on to stock number 2. So that is RILY Financial, tickers RILY. This one very much commonly on my list. So I always do a weekly list. This is the very first time I'm doing it midway through the week, because I thought, why the hell not? Why not just throw that in there? But on Tuesday, it went up 6.18%. This is what they are all about. This one is very popular among retail, but short interest, 77.69% of the free float is being shorted. 12.6 million shares overall are being shorted. Tuesday shorts returned about 170,000 shares. Utilization is at 100%, and cost to borrow average is 101.47%. And just looking on the technicals, so this is showing a nice consolidation after that very vicious sell-off that has been happening. So over the last couple of days, pretty good, a rebound essentially off of a very strong support. So tomorrow, it'll probably be just within just the technicals without even factoring in what Powell might really do. It could really transition into the higher percentile tomorrow, but with good news and potentially more optimistic rate cuts sooner rather than later, this is where you could see a very nice pop up to potentially $20 plus, and that's not even counting a short squeeze. So this stock definitely adds to your watch list. And good old stock number one is SunPower Corporation, ticker is SPWR. Tuesday, it went down 2.13%. Over the last little bit, it has done fairly poor. So over the last 1 year, down 78.25%. This is what they are all about. So electrical components and equipment based out of the States, and seasonality. So with us still being in March, it looks like historically over the last 10 years, it does go down 6.2%. So if you kind of factor in that we have gone down 22.25%, if you're one of those statistical individuals, it is overdone. So that does mean maybe this remaining part of the month could be upside. Again, that's just looking at stats and stuff like that. But again, it's on this list because it is being heavily shorted. 80.29% of the free float is being shorted. 41.28 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 21.31%, and utilization is 89.57. On the chart, this one, again, is just more so consolidation. It is considered oversold. Number of retail investors have been kind of stabilized a little bit. So this one's nothing really crazy to write home about. I think the only optimistic one was the ATMU. So this one right here. Aside from that, every other stock has been somewhat neutral, but with that nice boost in the broader market, all of them could really stand to benefit. So let me know your thoughts on the top 5 squeeze stocks. Is there any others that catch your interest that you think could squeeze for the remaining part of the week, and why? So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.